Hello everybody. We're putting in some cameras here today at the Chester Farms. We've got 3 cameras going in. They want to keep their eyes on their cows, especially during the calving season. So we're going to do a Ubiquiti hookup. It's going to be fairly simple, and we're going to show you guys how this will work. This camera is going to be easiest. It's right there. Everything's on the outside of there. Then we go 1 there, go right through, and we got 2 on the outside. Yeah, drill a hole from this wall.
In the interior.
From up top. Yeah.
Gotcha. I'll push the other one through. I don't think they messed anything up.
Not used to working with so many people. Usually you got to do this kind of stuff on your own, right?
Right.
I think that's good because you said right center, right? That's good.
Yeah.
I'll go grab the cameras. So we have the Unify or a Ubiquiti G3 camera. These are not the Pro version, so they don't have the optical zoom. They are the 4x digital zoom is built into them, but they have a fantastic picture. If you want to go up to a 4K because you're trying to read like license plates and stuff, that would be definitely the option to go with. But these are actually a great little camera. You'll see at the end when we show you some posts of the video and stuff. These are commercial grade, so we're going to be putting them onto Ubiquiti Cloud Key. It's got a 1 terabyte hard drive that can be upgraded into 5 terabytes. That's a lot of storage, but these are going to be perfect for watching our calves and calves coming out here. Calves coming out, is that what they do? I guess they think they do something like that. So watching the calves being birthed, born, or whatever it is that happens to them, we can watch that through here. I don't know what that was.
That's where the magic is.
I'm gonna start tacking stuff. 1 camera in. Oh, I'm gonna grab a video.
Yep. So what are you doing there, Matt?
Okay, so we're getting this camera mounted up. It's got a little spot for the cable to sit, so when you do mount it flush, it doesn't crush the cable. So we're gonna pull that around, and just keep in mind too, you want to have this coming down, especially outdoors, because these are outdoor cameras as well. You want to have this cable coming through the whole down. Just to seal it up so there's no water getting in from behind. But we're gonna add 1 more screw in, and first camera mounted.
Hey Matt, you got your PP clips?
Yeah, I do.
cows like your singing?
Cows like, they love it.
Me too.
Okay, well, Matt's working away putting that line up. I decided I might as well just come start doing some connections here. We got quite a few of these to do today, so it's just some very basic Cat 5 E connections. Well, I say basic. I guess that's all perspective to how many connections you've done in your lifetime. So they're somewhat basic, but if you have the right tools for the job, it does definitely make it a lot easier. So let's get this wired in.
So how crucial is it that these are done properly?
Well, it depends on if you want the system to work or not. If you don't really care if it works, yeah, it's not a big deal. But if you actually want to use it, then I suggest, yeah, make sure you wire it properly. And connections usually are at fault for the majority of problems that people have.
And there's two different types of connections?
Yeah, Cat 5A and Cat 5B. Make sure to follow the...
And do they accomplish the same thing if both ends are done the same way?
Yeah, you definitely don't want to do different Cat 5A on one connection, Cat 5B on the other. Yeah, that's a no-no for sure. Whatever, typically I would say that if you start with Cat 5A, everything's Cat 5A. If you start with Cat 5B, then everything's Cat 5B. You don't wire one way and then another one the other way and vice versa. Get that other one drilled and help me with that.
So it's a little difficult to see, but each one has a solid and a stripe color. So that is what deciphers if it's type A or type B. So very crucial that they are in the proper order.
First try. Or third.
Swish. Magic of editing.
It's nicer outside than it's inside.
Gorgeous day. Giving her.
I have had so much problems putting Cat 5 connections on that I don't even bother anymore trying to go flush like that. I just always do this, usually, pretty much. But, I mean, there's obviously multiple ways to do it. There's also a tool, actually.
There's the right way, and then there's the...
There's my way, there's Matt's way, and then there's the right way.
The right way, yeah.
So we pulled a couple of lines for the future, adding cameras down the road here. So we put the connections on. It is under an overhang, which will help as far as weather, but we're still going to tape the connector up a bit and then just coil it up.
We have a NanoStation M5 that we're going to be putting down here on in the barn area, and you'll take a look up over there is the house. So we're about 250, 300 feet away, somewhere in that area. So these things will power up to there, no problem. This is what's going to create a wireless link. So we don't have any cables going all the way back to there. So we're going to be using this. So we've already clipped in a Cat 5. I'm going to go up, I'm going to mount it on a J-arm. And then we got to do a little bit of dial-in once we get the other one put on the house. So once again, that's a Nano M5 local. That's going to be going in there. Okay, so this is going to allow me some adjustment here. Because I gotta get that pointed. I mean, we're close, so this shouldn't be too much of an issue as far as signals go. But you definitely want to line up as best you can. And the further the distance, you're gonna have to be really right on line with it. adjustments. So using something like a J-arm like this allows you that versatility of the up and down movement as well as your side to side. A little bit windy out here. Sorry for all that wind noise. But that's going to kind of be it. So we'll have to power it up and do our adjustments in there. But this is what it's somewhat what it's going to look like here.
And this is us drilling lines and running holes. Oops, I meant drilling holes and running lines. Yep, that's probably plenty already. And here we have Kelly. He's tacking up the electrical line that we'll be using to power up all the devices over in the far corner.
Tickety-boo. We've got to the side of the barn here. We're going to be running, we've got our power that you've seen us run over to here. So we've got this is the transformer for our 5-port PoE switch. It's going to be powering up the cameras as well as the antenna that's going to go to the house. And this is, oh actually this one powers up the antenna going to the house. This one's going to power up our cameras outside. Now, we're going to eventually put a cover box in here. I didn't have one today, but I'll come back and put that in. And you do want to try to keep it up out of the weather. Obviously, the least amount of exposure possible is nice. And when it's shoved in a box, it's going to be a little easier to work with. But for now, I'm just going to take some tie straps, strap it in.
We're on the house here, the house side. We were working at the barn, which is just back over there, if you can make it out. And we've got our other Ubiquiti link hooked into an existing Cat5 cable that goes into the basement. So we're gonna mount this to a J-arm, bring it right to the peak. We've got a fairly clear line of sight to when we mounted on the peak on the other side. Once it's all hooked up, we're going to do some testing, check out our cameras, see how it goes. Alright, we've got her mounted there. We pointed it as close as we can get. We'll be able to log in to the back end of the Ubiquiti and see what kind of signals we're getting. But these can shoot, I think it's something like 10 miles. So we should be no issues whatsoever. And the radio waves do spread out a bit, so you don't have to be exactly lined up on each end.
We're into the basement now. Everything's been hooked up at the barn. So we're now coming down in here. We're going to start hooking everything. And one thing I guess I would say is that with any of these Ubiquiti things, we've already pre-programmed this. We've already set it up. We know the system works. If you're out on the job site and you got to hook it all up, plan on spending quite a bit of time out there. It's a lot easier to do it in an environment where you know where everything kind of working. So we already knew this setup worked before we even put it in. So now all we're hoping to do is do some plug and play. Now we are changing out a router. We're going to be putting in a newer router. This is an AC 2200 Linksys. It's a very good high powered router. That is going to feed down and it's going to go into our switch that we've got here. We'll be plugging in, this is another PoE switch, a little bigger one, that's going to be going into the house to help power up internet throughout the house and any of the devices he has. but most important is this guy right here. This is the Cloud Key. So Cloud Key 2. So this is what's going to help us to connect all those cameras, be able to do the live view. This is what has the 1 terabyte hard drive in it that's expandable that we talked about earlier. So, and I think there's one other thing somewhere in here, but basically what I'm going to do is just start plugging stuff in, and let's see what happens. This one's going to go back into our LAN port here, and then any other cables feeding out, they can go either into the router or into the switch. So we actually have quite a few extra ports here now. I'm going to put this one in here for now. That's feeding an office computer, and then I have another guy here. We're going to hook this guy in. This guy's going to come down, and it is actually going to plug right directly into our PoE here, our port number 1. Now I can plug this guy in. A little bit of cable in here, but make it work for now. We'll do a little cleanup afterwards here. And that side of that cable. This is just going to go all the way down. Plug in here. Now the Cloud Key itself is PoE powered, so that's why we needed to switch in this room in particular, was mainly for this switch here. So this is kind of cool. As I plug it in, you're going to get to see this in action. We got our white light that's going to come on. For Ubiquiti. So it gives a little bit of a reading on here, but we're going to go to the computer to get a little bit more. And then we're actually going to be using our phones or iPads to actually hook this up. We're not even going to go to our computer for most of the hookup. We already have signed in, got a Ubiquiti account already made. So now we just got to start signing in our devices and creating our network here. So that's going to power up. It gives you directions on watching the flashing light when you're setting these things up. This is the light it's talking about right here. So it's been a few weeks since we've hooked up the cow cams here. So we come back, we've got our boxes in here, trying to cover our switches up, keep some moisture away and some of the weathering away from them. Everything's plugged in, the cow cams are up and running, so we're just going to go through and see how well they have worked here. We've got our Cloud Key. It's been installed in the house. The 3 cameras are at the barn, so we want to go take a look and see how well those are doing. Those are about 300 feet away now and into a metal barn, so we've got a little bit of some obstacles to play with. This is our AC Linksys router, 2200 router, very powerful little router, really like these routers. So we're gonna run a few tests on this and just see how good this system does.